to Winning Isn't Easy. What are the three types of underwriting is used in issuing an individual disability insurance policy, and why does it matter to you? Now, let's talk about basics. There are generally two types of disability insurance policies. The first is typically provided to you by your employer and governed by a federal law called ERISA, the Employer Retirement Income Security Act, and it's not a friendly act. These policies often involve minimal or no underwriting. You simply sign up during your employer's enrollment period, much like you do for group insurance. The second type of policy, the preferable one and the more expensive one, is an individual disability insurance policy, and that requires in-depth underwriting. Let's talk about underwriting. I think that that's really crucial because underwriting will impact whether you even qualify for coverage, how much you will potentially pay for coverage, and what kind of protection they may offer you. So what's underwriting? Underwriting is the process insurers use to evaluate the risk of insuring an individual. It's basically a risk analysis based on actuarial records and documentation. And I assure you that every carrier can tell you what the life expectancy is of a person who has this disease or that disease or a combination of these diseases. They track that. Now, a disability insurance underwriter is going to review your application and they're going to decide, well, should we even offer a policy? 2, what level of benefits should we offer? 3, are there any exclusions of medical conditions or are there any riders that will be added? What's the premium? And the decision is based on a combination of factors, including your health, your medical history, your occupational history, your lifestyle and hobbies, and your income level. What are the 3 types of underwriting? So now we've got the basics down. Number 1, there's the traditional underwriting, and it's the most comprehensive type of underwriting. And they're going to evaluate your complete medical history, your current and your past health issues, your income levels, your employment details, your occupation and associated risks, lifestyle choices, and recreational activities. Now, traditional underwriting usually results in a very robust and cost-effective policy if you're in good health with a stable income and a low-risk occupation. What's number 2? Well, that's a simplified issue underwriting, and this is less rigorous. It's often used with people who have mild health issues or other underwriting issues. The application process is faster, and may not even require a medical exam, but there are some very significant trade-offs. 1 is a lower benefit limit. 2 is a higher premium. 3 is more exclusions and limitations. Now, a simplified issue policy might be helpful if you've had trouble with underwriting, getting coverage through traditional underwriting, or you need this coverage quickly. Number 3, the automatic issue or what's called supplemental coverage. High earners often seek coverage beyond the limits of their traditional policy. And since most benefits are capped at around 60% of your gross income, you may need supplemental policies. So this is how it works. You've purchased a fully underwritten policy at the highest amount allowable. Within 90 days of the issue, your insurance agent submits a policy to an automatic issue or supplemental carrier. And that second carrier issues a supplemental policy without any additional underwriting. This strategy ensures that more of your income is protected in case of long-term disability, especially if you're an executive, a CEO, CCO, a physician, a lawyer, or other high-income professionals. Now that you've understood the difference between the underwriting types, you're better equipped to choose the disability policy that aligns with your needs, your lifestyle, and your income. I think you should be working with a knowledgeable insurance agent who understands how to navigate these options and that lets you secure the coverage that's best for you and your family. And if you have multiple insurance policies, be they ERISA or not ERISA, I think you should also be consulting with an experienced ERISA and IDI attorney who can look at all these policies and tell you exactly what you bought and, more importantly, how they interact, because the interaction can impact the total amount of benefits you get. Many are surprised to learn that some policies will say, if you have an individual disability policy, we won't pay you benefits under this other policy, or the other way around, or we'll limit what we pay. So it's really important if you've got multiple policies to understand not only each policy, but how they interact with each other. Got it? Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Winning Isn't Easy. If you found this episode helpful, please Take a moment, like our page, leave a review, share it with family or friends, and please subscribe to our podcast. The other thing I want to point out is that at the beginning of each episode description, you'll find a link that lets you ask questions. And I love to ask questions. So challenge me, ask some questions. I'll feature them on future episodes. Please join us next week for another insightful episode of Winning Isn't Easy. Thanks for listening.